We have helped more than a few hundred. We've helped 725 people so far, and it's all here in your community. And we give grants to people that you know in your community and in our town. And I think that's what separates our foundation from other charities, because it's very tangible. Whatever you do for this charity is helping your neighbor, your family member, your coworker. And there's a lot of great organizations out there. There's a lot of organizations that do research, and we all want to cure someday of cancer. And we've all been touched by cancer. I don't even have to ask who's been touched by cancer. I know that you've raised your hands. So what I'm going to propose today is for you to consider that document that we handed out on how you might be able to help. And there's many ways you can help. So while you hear from two people that you've helped in the real estate community, while you hear their testimonials about how we've helped them, I hope you'll take the time to just think, is there something that I can do for this small local cancer charity? Because whatever you do makes a huge difference to us. And so first person I'm going to ask, we have two people, and the first one's going to be Natalie. Natalie Bianca. Come on up, Natalie, and share how we help you.
Hi, I'm Natalie Bianco.
Gotta hold the mic out. That will help.
And I learned about the foundation before I ever knew that I would need it. I'm friends of Kim and Wendy's, and I would hear Kim talking on the phone to people that had applied for grants. And I'll never forget it. We were in the car, her and I, and when she hung up, I had asked her what this was about, what the foundation did. And she explained to me about the difference between the Western medicine and the holistic and the healing therapies that you don't get when you go into the hospital and you're getting chemo. And I thought it was interesting and I cared, but I actually never had any cancer in my family and really didn't experience much cancer in my life. It was maybe 2 months later, and I was diagnosed with cancer. And within 2 weeks, I was in the hospital having surgeries, port installed, and I had an oncologist that I didn't even really know what an oncologist was up to that point. And so I was told I had stage 3C colon cancer, which meant that it had gone into the lymph nodes, and it was in 12 of my lymph nodes, which wasn't good, and that I would have to immediately start the chemotherapy. So Kim contacted me and said, now it's your time to fill out this paperwork and apply for a grant. The chemo it tears you up. It's like setting off a bomb to kill an ant in your body, and everything is destroyed. And for me, I couldn't even explain what felt bad because everything did. It affects your nervous system, your digestive system, your psychological, emotional, and I would get it every other week for 48 hours. And every other week after that, I would go get acupuncture. And I would lay on that table and I would just get peace, and I instantly noticed that the neuropathy was no longer as bad, and my digestive system was getting better, and emotionally the peace of the room just brought me to a new place that I could walk out of there and feel like I'm going to make it through this. And without that, I think laying on the couch for that 9 months that I did would have just, I don't know if I would have made it. And so I encourage everyone, if you have the opportunity to give or support the foundation, it's something that, you know, I want to give back, and I don't know if I could ever give back what I've received, because it's just, it's incredible. And I just want to thank you for that.
I'm going to ask Sandy Utterbeck to also come up and share her story of how we helped her.
Good morning. Nice to be here, literally. I have just returned to full-time work after an excruciating year. And this time last year, I had just started my journey with cancer. And I had stage 3C uterine cancer, which is called serous carcinoma, and it is the type 2, which is very aggressive. And like I said, I'm just glad to be here. But on the other hand, I just have so much to be grateful for. Good Lord willing, it all worked out well. I went to Valley Oncology, wonderful doctor, Dr. Sani, Dr. Patel, the nurses there, they're just fabulous. And it was all new to me. We don't have a lot of cancer in our family. And after genetic testing, we found out that it's not in our family in the same way that it is in some. So anyway, I wanted to just tell you how valuable as a survivor that the Sandra Healing Therapies Foundation had been to me. And still is. I am just still going to the neuropathy treatment, which is through the acupuncture. It was a very harrowing experience from the standpoint that I didn't have time to have cancer. I have a business to run, a family to take care of, grandkids. I don't have time for that. But boy, you just don't get to make that decision when cancer strikes. And it's going to strike in your family, your friends, hopefully not yourself. So you need to think of these things ahead of time. And to remember that finding the soft place to land is really hard when someone's going through that kind of trauma. I had the massage therapy, which I really looked forward to. There was not a muscle and a bone in my body that didn't think it was green. And that was the best. That was the quiet time. I would go home from there, and the massages also seem to help work out some of the toxins that the cancer drugs do in the course of time. That was good. And of course, the acupuncture, neuropathy is the main thing I hear from many of us survivors, that the acupuncture is so helpful for your feet and legs because those become numb and painful. So the good news is that this wonderful woman started a foundation that puts a little light on those of us who are trying to go through that time in our life. It's the end of the year, and I know a lot of us look for places to make donations because of our businesses, and I'd like to encourage you to consider doing that to help someone else, and know that it's deductible, which is always nice. We like those things. So anyway, that's really mostly what I have to say. I would take a moment and mention that one of my best friends in life, Sandra, we lost her this month, as many of you know, and so keep your own evaluations up to date. Go see that doctor. Women get those tests. You're never too old. And thanks a lot for the time spent. And on a real estate note, I wish one of you would sell 1349 Hudson Way.
Thank you, Sandy. and she mentioned Sandra Shaw. She was also one of the beneficiaries. Sometimes we lose people to cancer, but we feel honored and privileged to be able to help their quality of life while they are here and during that the time period of the struggle. So the brochure that I gave you, I can help. So if you can help, and I'm talking, maybe it's to buy a ticket to our annual event, the Raging Cajun at Casa Real on March 11th. Maybe it's, maybe it's just telling somebody else that you know about cancer to apply for funds with us. Maybe you can make a monetary donation. Our gal that runs our Raging Cajun, I asked her last night, what items are we looking for the auction? And she said, hey, well, she gave me 19 items, so I'll just grab them all. So if there's any way that you can help on behind the scenes tour, something that'll make it more exciting to draw more funds to the organization so that we can help more folks. She said, dinner in the Wente Wine Caves, a wine blending experience, a hot air balloon ride, mixology class, travel vouchers, hotel accommodations, Shark tickets, 49er tickets, Warrior tickets, Giants tickets, sailboat package, a Tahoe house, a Napa weekend, theater passes with hotel and dinner, maybe even a limo, Nashville package, a celebrity chef dinner, a fishing trip. How about a poker party with a professional? And wine, of course, is always well received, and we put them in various baskets and things like that. But I thought that was awesome that she was able to provide this list, and hopefully that's just giving you some ideas and maybe some way you could help us on that. So I am asking, I'm doing an appeal here to please help us. We're looking for financial sponsors. We look for financial sponsors all year long. We actually have some of our Judy over here is on our sponsorship team. We have folks here that are volunteering and helping in that way. Or maybe it's volunteering. Maybe it's making a call to one of the patients. It could be as simple as once a month, you're gonna reach out to a couple of our patients and say, hey, just checking in, how you doing? Are you using the funds? Why aren't you using the funds? Go use the funds, so that kind of thing. So thanks for considering that. And if you do fill this out, you can give it to myself, Donna, or Kim. That would be awesome. We'd really love to have you part of our team. The other thing I put here was, because I got it last night, so I printed it out. We have the Twilight tasting at Page Mill coming up on Thursday, November 12th, and 10% of the proceeds come to our foundation. So it's just a very easy thing to do. You have to buy your holiday wine somewhere, come buy it there, and support us all the while too. They're bringing bands and et cetera. So.
Okay.
Yes.
So can you tell them about the Pleasanton Weekly Holiday Fund that VREN is part of?
Yes. So we were invited once again to apply for the holiday fund. I don't know if we're chosen, but we hope we are because they did send us an invitation. We've been part of the holiday fund for about 3 years, and that is in large part due to VREN's, I think even when Roy was around,
Our contribution.
appeal to Pleasanton Weekly to consider our charity to support in the holiday fund, and that's been incredibly awesome. And we get the smaller, they divide it amongst different groups. We get about $3,000 to $4,000 from the Pleasanton Weekly. To us, that's huge. So $3,000 to $4,000 is a lot of money, and we're really grateful that they let us participate in that. Other questions? I got about 5 more minutes. Other questions about us and who we are, what we do? Yes?
How did you find that these therapies personal?
How did
What prompted you to do this?
Okay, thanks. The question was, what prompted me to start this?
Well, not the organization.
Not the organization, but how did I benefit from these 5 modalities that we pay for?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I'll start with acupuncture. I was halfway through my chemotherapy session after chemo number 3, and I was starting to experience such bad neuropathy that I couldn't button my buttons. It was painful. Everything I was doing was so painful in the tips of my fingers and the tips of my toes. and they wanted to stop the chemotherapy. And as you may recall from the video, I had ovarian and uterine cancer, so there was no way I was going to stop the chemotherapy because I really wanted the cancer gone. And chemotherapy, as most of us know, kills the good and the bad cells, right? It kills everything. So, but I wasn't going to stop it. So I asked my doctor what I can do, and pretty much there wasn't much of an answer other than maybe you want to try acupuncture. And that was pretty ironic considering how afraid of needles I was, and I made him put a port in me right away when all of a sudden I had to keep going for blood draws. So I thought, okay, well, that's when I knew I was really desperate, because I did. I said, I'm going to go to acupuncture. A person afraid of needles is going to go to acupuncture. It worked so well. It worked so amazingly well that the neuropathy went away. I was able to keep going on my treatment plan, and I didn't have any stoppage. That was acupuncture, and that's why we pay for acupuncture. The 5 things we pay for are the 5 things that I benefited from, and that's why I really promote them. The guided visual imagery is a type of meditation, right? It's somebody walking you through, like my favorite place, the sunsets in Hawaii, walking along the beach, they take you mentally away from being so anxious and nervous about the fact that you have cancer, and worried about, your family, worried about your life, worried, about tomorrow. Guided visual imagery takes you into a different space. It might only be for that 5 minutes on the guided imagery, but at least for that time, you are calm, you're relaxed, your anxiety is gone away. It's magical. And the focusing on the breath, that's another type of meditation. But that's sometimes really hard to do. I know we all breathe, that's what we're doing right now. If we don't breathe, we're dead, right? But we're all breathing, but the focus on your breath. And realize the value of that breath and the in and out of that breath was a big learning. And those are called mindfulness techniques. You hear that term now, right? Mindfulness techniques. And then therapeutic massage. I think that's kind of self-explanatory. And acupressure is just acupuncture without the needles. So it's massage without needles. Yes?
Have you ever heard of reflexology?
Yes. I do that now.
I have somebody that comes to my house once a week, and he's worked with cancer people, and one guy had 6 months to live, and he just recently passed away after 5 years. So these kind of things do help.
They do.
And if you don't know about reflexology, it is an excellent thing to have and to do.
What's your name? Vic. She brings up a really, really good point, because there are lots of amazing complementary therapies: reflexology, healing touch, Reiki, nutrition, focusing on nutrition, herbs. There's a lot of really cool things out there. We've chosen as a foundation to focus on the 5 that really impacted me as the founder. But it's not to say that all these other ones aren't incredibly awesome. They are. It's just there's so many out there that we wouldn't have enough funds to go around, to be honest. So, any other questions? Otherwise, I'm going to wrap up. All right. Thank you so much for your time.